next to the Mississippi River, Samuel Clemens had only one lasting ambition: to be a steamboatman. He apprenticed as a pilot, got his license, and had 2 wonderful years until the outbreak of the war between the states closed all commerce on the river between St. Louis and New Orleans. Out of work, Sam took a stagecoach to the Nevada Territory to prospect for his fortune. One night, Sam and his friend thought they had struck it rich, only to find next morning that their ore was worthless. Sam took a job as a reporter in the boomtown of Virginia City, where he began to make a name for himself as a writer. But solid success eluded him till he took the pen name Mark Twain. He wrote for newspapers and magazines. On a working trip to Hawaii, he wrote of that exotic land and his failure at surfboarding. Back in California, he gave a lecture, which was a smash. Sam had always been a great storyteller. He liked a story he heard about a jumping frog, which he wrote in his humorous style. Another smash published around the nation. A newspaper sent him on the first transatlantic cruise to Europe and the Holy Lands. The letters from his trip were eagerly read by people across the country and provided material for his most successful book, The Innocents Abroad. Sam married a well-educated woman from a wealthy family. Ever the entrepreneur, Sam patented a scrapbook which sold well, and a new way to hold trousers up, which was not profitable. 2 more successes, Sam co-wrote a book with one friend and co-wrote a play with another. He and his wife built a stunning home in Hartford, Connecticut, where they entertained the leading people of the day, and where Sam had a 3rd-floor billiard room for playing, smoking, and writing. On reflection, Sam could hardly believe his success as Mark Twain. He recalled his boyhood on the banks of the Mississippi, his time on the river as a pilot, the Wild West years, the characters and events of those days, and he wrote of it as nobody before or since has done. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Roughing It, and many more. He wrote of biblical events in ways new to his readers, and on the platform, as he called it, he always left the audience laughing and wanting more. Sam realized that Mark Twain was becoming the most conspicuous person on the planet. The name and likeness of Mark Twain appeared on cigars, milled flour, bourbon whiskey, even beer from a small brewery. Duke Cigarettes put a brief biography in each package, and there were other tobacco products. He joined Shakespeare, Dickens, and other notable authors in a popular card game. The image of Mark Twain was everywhere. Some were serious and dignified. Some were not. Even Sam had a try at drawing Mark Twain, but gave up on the mouth. Sam made no apology for hawking the books of Mark Twain. His publisher issued a 22-volume collection, partly to compete against unauthorized publications. He had known poverty as a child and did not want to endure it again. Despite his high earnings, bad investments and large living expenses amounted to more. Sam moved his family to Europe, where living costs were less. He kept writing through extended stays in Italy, France, Austria, England, but he went bankrupt, and to repay his debts, he gave talks around the world. He traveled the equator. People loved him in all the English-speaking world. And Sam returned to America soon to be debt-free. By paying debts that were not required to be paid, he gained new esteem in the eyes of Americans. After the death of his wife, Sam Clemens began dressing Mark Twain in white. At the time, it was a unique fashion. Sam was on to something good, and Mark Twain's fame continued to grow. But for that jumping frog story, who knows? Sam would not waste the good name and great fame of Mark Twain. He was the American writer read round the world. If he could help topple a cruel and despotic king of Belgium, he would do it. If he could help elevate the status of women, educate blacks, resist imperial warfare, oust the Tsar, he would do it, and much more. Sam made Mark Twain a national treasure. A humorist, yes, sharper than all others, but without shallowness or meanness. A shining intellect who spoke in plain, understandable language. A student of science who taught young and old alike to open their eyes and minds. A student of mankind who always included himself in full membership in the race. An icon of 19th century America, the Republic coming of age. Sam Clemens knew his time was short. He told an august audience at his 70th birthday celebration that 70 is old enough. After that, there's too much risk. Sam allowed a young artist, Kate Carew, to sketch him at breakfast in his hotel.
There isn't a person in New York better waited on than Samuel L. Clemens. Great, unaffected dignity he has, great poise, great simplicity, and strength. White hairs are not always admirable, I've heard, but Mark Twain's are. They're also beautiful. I am sure he does not try to say funny things, only he sees life through a glass that distorts every fact into a paradox. Or perhaps it is the serious people that have a distorted view of life. I wish Mark Twain would say what he thinks about it.
For a man who never completed grammar school, it was a highlight of Sam's life to receive an honorary doctorate from Oxford. Sam always said that because he came in with Halley's Comet, he would go out with it. April 1910, with Halley's Comet in the sky, Sam Clemens died, and the nation grieved. He left us not just immortal works of literature, not just immortal characters, Tom, Huck, and so many others, but also the immortal character of Mark Twain himself, a character with much yet to give, to say, to show. Mark Twain personifies who Americans were. He helps new generations find their way. He gives strength through his unfailing humor. He tells stories that endear us to our forebears. Stories that puncture swollen notions and make us grin at the result. He brings his old perspective to our new problems and lets us work them out. We have always liked him, and he is always there when we need him. Reports of Mark Twain's death are exaggerated.
Allow someone to be your priority while allowing yourself to be their option. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. No amount of evidence will ever persuade an idiot. If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you read the newspaper, you're misinformed. Consider the average intelligence of the common man, then realize 50% are even stupider. Success is a journey, not a destination. It requires constant effort, vigilance, and re-evaluation. The The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Why waste your money looking up your family tree? Just go into politics and your opponent will do it for you. Just because you're taught that something's right and everyone believes it's right, it don't make it right. Life is short. Break the rules. Forgive quickly. Kiss slowly. Love truly. Laugh uncontrollably and never regret anything that makes you smile. Good decisions come from experience. Experience comes from making bad decisions. I was educated once. It took me years to get over it. Never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience. Do not complain about growing old. It is a privilege denied to many. If we were meant to talk more than listen, we would have 2 mouths and 1 ear. To be great, truly great, you have to be the kind of person who makes the others around you great. If you want to change the future, you must change what you're doing in the present. If ignorance is bliss, why isn't the world happier? Temper is what gets most of us into trouble. Pride is what keeps us there. If you have no will to change it, you have no right to criticize it. There are laws to protect the freedom of the press's speech, but none that are worth anything to protect the people from the press. They did not know it was impossible, so they did it. Those who do not read have no advantage over those who cannot read. Suppose you were an idiot, and suppose you were a member of Congress, but I repeat myself. The truth hurts, but silence kills. I cannot help but notice that there is no problem between us that cannot be solved by your departure. Politicians and diapers must be changed often, and for the same reason. It's better to be an optimist who is sometimes wrong than a pessimist who is always right. Give every day the chance to become the most beautiful day of your life. Don't wrestle with pigs, you both get dirty and the pig likes it. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. The more I learn about people, the more I like my dog. The average woman would rather have beauty than brains, because the average man can see better than he can think. Focus more on your desire than on your doubt, and the dream will take care of itself. Continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks and starting on the first one. Never argue with a fool. Onlookers may not be able to tell the difference. The trouble with the world is not that people know too little, it's that they know so many things that just aren't so. Our lives, our liberty, and our property are never in greater danger than when Congress is in session. If If you pick up a starving dog and make him prosperous, he will not bite you. This is the principal difference between a dog and man. We have the best government that money can buy. How easy it is to make people believe a lie, and how hard it is to undo that work again. You meet people who forget you. You forget people you meet, but sometimes you meet those people you can't forget. Those are your friends. The world doesn't owe you anything. It was here first. Worrying is like paying a debt you don't owe. Some people bring joy wherever they go, and some people bring joy whenever they go. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Every civilization carries the seeds of its own destruction, and the same cycle shows in them all. The republic is born, flourishes, decays into plutocracy, and is captured by the shoemaker whom the mercenaries and millionaires make into a king. The people invent their oppressors, and the oppressors serve the function for which they are invented. Nothing spoils a good story like the arrival of an eyewitness. If voting made any difference, they wouldn't let us do it. When I was 17, my father was so stupid I didn't want to be seen with him in public. When I was 24, I was amazed at how much the old man had learned in just 7 years. Never miss an opportunity to shut up. Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. God created war so that Americans would learn geography. Great things can happen when you don't care who gets the credit. Congress, America's only true criminal class. Eat a live frog first thing in the morning and nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day. A man's character may be learned from the adjectives which he habitually uses in conversation.
Hey guys and gals, it's your buddies Drew and Ralphie. Living History's Mysteries and Ferocious Feline Productions. You know, every year when it gets time and the holidays get closer, we don't just think of ourselves or what we might be getting from old St. Nick. We sit down and we try to think about those who aren't as fortunate as we are, who don't have all the niceties in life that we do, and ways we might be able to help them. Last year, we here at Living History's Mysteries took donations to help out the Toys for Tots and even the Adopt a Family thing. And we were able to do some good and bring some smiles to families and to children that somehow, for some reason, whatever the reason may be, life became a challenge and they couldn't succeed without a little bit of help. But it's that time of the year again where we start thinking of others. And once again this year, we here at Living History's Mysteries are taking up the mantle to adopt a family and do the Secret Santa thing. If y'all want to help out and be a part of it, it's going to be an anonymous donation. It's going to be in the name of Living History's Mysteries. Just click on the link right here, www.paypal.me/MrHistory2020, and give whatever you can, because every little bit helps. And it's going to go to a couple worthy groups this year, one family and one organization right here in my hometown that's really been hit hard over the past 2 or 3 years. People just need help. The organization we're given to is a local organization that helps with clothing pantry, food pantry, helping veterans, the elderly, and the not so lucky make their bills and just survive. And of course, they can use all the help that they can get because they help so many needy groups. So like I said, just click on this link down in the description below the video and give what you can. And once again this year, let's help those that aren't as lucky. Have a happy holidays, and all of us work together to share just a little bit of that holiday love. Y'all take care.